Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
Yo, hey man, man, everybody been texting me. Listen, man, make sure you got like, subscribe to the channel, man. Listen, I'm getting calls, I'm getting text, I'm getting information that rapper Yella Beezy was picked up. It's an unknown. They got him on a no bond. According to what I'm hearing, resources allegedly say he was picked up, and basically they're trying to charge him, according to this paperwork that's floating around, for Mo3. Really, Melvin, what's his name? Melvin Noble. OG Pyru, what's going on, man?
Man, look here, this boy done got indicted by the state of Texas, Marquise Conway. So he got a grand jury. So this other boy that did the murder, Kevon White, was brought in front of the grand jury and testified to the grand jury that he killed Mo3 for money that was supplied by this boy Marquise Noble.
Wow.
What it says in this indictment.
Yeah, and it's funny because I seen he had came back. I said it was a couple of months ago, and I was really trying. I was like, man, I thought they already had did all this. It seemed funny that he was coming back into town. Coming back from prison. He was already in prison. It's like they was retrying him, and I was like, what are they doing?
No, they ain't retrying him. They bringing him back down to testify. He didn't cut a deal.
Wow, man.
Why do 10 when you can tell on a friend?
Well, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy out here, man. And like I said, you think it was 2020 when the Mo3 thing happened, and basically you thinking, okay, they got the people who done it. It's kind of over with. But when it come down to federal and all the stuff that can be done, these cases can go back so far, and they can keep, just like what happened with Big U. They can keep on going back until they figure out what they need to figure out. Then they come back at you again. How far do they go back, OG? Let me know.
There's no statute of limitations on murder.
Okay.
There's no statute of limitations on murder. They can get you in 2060. When it comes down to a dead body, the blood is going to seep from the ground, and you're going to have to testify. This happened November the 11th, 2020. And that's what's wrong with these dudes that do this stuff. And when they do it, and these guys that go to prison for them, and they leave them for dead. Now, if he had took care of that boy, probably, allegedly, because I don't know, I wasn't there, but it had to be something disgruntled that he was not doing to make this dude testify against him at this late date.
Yeah, I waited to report on it because I was like, man, is this real? Because people been saying they've been trolling this situation for years, right? And so when I seen Say Cheese posted, Dallas Global posted, because these are people that I know. It's like, man, it must be where there's smoke, there's fire. Then I start getting texts, I start getting all type of attachments sent to me, and I'm like, man, this is real. And I'm like, they really have picked up Yella Beezy, and they ain't giving him and he don't have a bond. And when you look it up, it shows he's locked up and with no bond. And it's like, man, you hate to see anybody lose their life. He was shot up on the highway out there, and it's a lot of stuff that went on with that whole situation. And I was trying to, my thing was, man, I hate to see these guys going through this at the end of the day, but it's just been a lot of controversy, a lot of back and forth, a lot of bloodshed, man. And I was trying, and that's my whole key was, okay, let me try to do something to be a bridge in the situation to try to help, whatever party, because at the end of the day, everybody coming and chopping it up with me. I'm trying to show love to the city. And so then you start seeing this, and OG, let me ask you this, because you're older than me, and you've seen a little bit more than I have. Once there's bloodshed, Is there any going back?
With a dead body, no, it's not. I mean, once it's in, and you're gonna be held accountable for it one way or another. And the disaster of all this spiritually is that we're doing it to each other. You know, and that's the critical part, that everybody can see that but us. And the people that's perpetrating it, that's putting these things in the system and making it available and making these video games where murder is wholesale. It's not shocking for somebody to be dead in the street now. Nobody's even astounded by that. At one time when I was growing up, to hear about somebody getting killed was a tragedy. It was such a devastation to the whole community. Now it's just business as usual. It's nothing, no outcry for a 5-year-old baby to be killed and somebody to brag about, I'm glad that they did. This is, or they just talking. We've become so callous to each other that we don't even, equate that. And that's the sad part, So, yeah, we're coming into a situation now where this wholesale murder is, is just predominant, and we only kill us. We don't kill nobody else.
Man, and the sad part about it is families are being hurt. Children are being left. Whether you dead or you in prison, it's an effect to where if you get life in prison, you're not going to see your family the same ever again.
That's right.
And if you die, then you definitely ain't no coming back from that. So basically what's happening is a lot of this energy is being channeled, man. And again, I know you trip off I'm gonna say it, but man, spiritually, as you said, the devil is busy, bro. And everything that he allows to happen is lining up. The dividing and conquering is really livid. And I'm like, man, these kids, man, they left without their fathers, man. Either way you look at it. All of these boys, all of these people got kids, bro.
Yeah, it's designed like that. It's just like an old gangster saying is, when you kill for revenge, make 2 graves, one for him and one for yourself. And that's what has happened. Like you say, you commit a crime and go to prison, that's 2 dead bodies. Those are grieving families. I can't tell you how, like, people ask me if anything I would ever change in my life. I would have changed the grieving of my mother, that she had to tolerate the things that we put her through. And she didn't grow up like that. She went to college, graduated from college, and came to California and raised sons that were just street urchins. And she had to succumb these prisons. You don't know the stuff that you put your family through. My children grew up without a father. My boys, if they had been relying on me, they'd have been sitting down to pee because they watched their mother sit down. I wasn't around.
Wow.
So you miss so much of your children's life being away, being absent.
Man, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. And then now you look at these kids. These kids are small kids. When you look at all of these guys who going through this, whether you look at Mo3, whether you look at Yella Beezy, whether you look at any of these people, even Nipsey Hussle, anytime you look at any of these guys, PMD Rock, any of these guys, man, that done went through this situation, Go Yayo, all of these guys, man, if you got little kids, man, and Lil Ronnie, Get Money Lil Ronnie, his daughter died, but he left a son here that nobody's talking about. Like, when you look at these, now you're seeing the effects of division. This is where the kids now are being left to either be raised by a village, which the villages is so pretty much disintegrated now. The villages aren't like they used to be. There ain't a neighborhood that's pulling together, that's raising these kids. They too busy dealing with life and the structure of trying to make ends meet, that they don't have time to be a village no more. Back when there was a village, that was the economy, the economic system was built a little bit different. Social media wasn't around, and you could see people, and people went outside. They don't even go outside no more. The kids don't even go outside to even be raised by no village.
Be mad because you make them go outside.
Exactly. So now these kids are left without their fathers, no matter how you look at it. And that's the part that's so horrible. The fathers are being taken out the home. The mothers is being left with hate. And the next thing you know, that child is being raised in a dysfunctional situation.
And that's the opportunity of gangs. The bond with another guy being, no matter what misleading is, it's a camaraderie. I'm able to be with somebody. Nobody want to be alone. So you can say what you want to say, and the church ain't offering nothing to you, you know. So here these guys are taking to the streets, and white America is making it available with the videos, with the rap. So they're making this available. A lady told me, you know, aren't you mad? I know. She asked me, don't you feel bad that you brought these gangs to our city? And I had to, hey, look, ma'am, you didn't know nothing about Piru or Compton. You got that from Boys in the Hood and Colors. White America put gang banging on you.
Wow. Wow. Like I said.
You know what? You know who heart really broke right now?
Who's that?
Who is devastated right now? That dang rainwater boy, because he ain't sued Yella Beezy and they ain't gonna get his money.
Yeah, but then it goes a little deeper though because of the fact of, you know, Mo3 was his artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they always had that beef, but you know, he had sued Yella Beezy and thought he was gonna get that big chunk.
Yeah, this here, like I said, I think more. I could see him more looking at the fact if they got pure evidence and this really happened this way, it over exceeds all the situation that he was dealing with because he lost a artist and he been through a lot with that too. Basically because of the way that whole thing happened and developed, whether it was him fighting or getting into it. They've been doing this forever, man. And like I said, the whole game is hopefully, you know, stuff don't keep. This is a rolling effect to where evil pretty much commits itself to it and it attaches itself just like a plague and it starts to go through and permeate the whole area, the whole situation, man. And ain't nothing that can help it but God, to be honest with you. And the people look at that as if it's hocus pocus or it's something to play with. But if a person really woke up, then they'll change. But these people not trying to change because everybody's watching. Everybody's seeing them. They got the ego, which we know ego edging God out. Is our worst amigo. So we look at this and we trying to figure out what's going to be the next move. I can tell you this much. Somebody better get a clue because at the end of the day, the only one you're hurting is your children.
That's right.
That's who you're hurting. And at the end of the day, if you into hurting children, if you mad about that little girl that would get money little running, dudes getting locked up, dudes going through situations where they snatched away from the family, like OG just said. That's the whole game. That right there is the same thing on another level. Because now you can't even come back and help them because you done got a life sentence. And that's crazy. And I'm tripping off of it, OG, because it's just crazy to me. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I seen it. I've been seeing it over and over again. But ain't nobody gonna change until somebody decide to give it up and start trying to do something different with their life, bro. Real talk.
I've been living it, brother, and it's a tragedy and it's hard on the eyes to see, you know, your loved ones, little dudes that you knew, perishing. It was such an epidemic. I got out of prison in 1990. By 1991, I had went to 97 funerals of just Pirus.
Wow, 97 OG?
97 in less than a year.
Woo! That's a harsh number.
We was going to 2 funerals a day, 3 funerals a day. Bro, you couldn't get to one because it was big. I mean, it was such a plague. It hurt my heart so bad. I ran out of California and went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, thinking I could get away from it. So I dealt with murder. I dealt with bloodshed. I dealt with families that their children died and they didn't have plot. I had my mother used to work for Rose Hills. I had bought 14 plots. I don't have one today because a lot of my homies died and didn't have anywhere to be buried.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Guys, y'all hearing this straight fresh. Me and OG just sitting up here chopping it up. But guys, get in the comments. Let us know what you think. Yella Beezy been picked up, no bond. And like I said, I seen this allegedly. I seen it over on Say Cheese. I seen it on Dallas Glow. I seen it on. It's floating through everywhere. I got a lot of texts. I had to speak up about it, man. Hey, man. R.I.P. to Mo3. Free Yella Beezy, all that stuff, man. Just try to figure this out, man. These kids the ones suffering, man. Boss Talk 101 reviews.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.